Many artists are approaching the direct-to-consumer aspect of things when it comes to selling music, okay? Now, we know this is not something new in the game. The problem is this can be a bit confusing because, as with any new tech, there is a form of adaptation that has to happen. Now, if you want to know the differences or key differences between the main two players in this game or this part of the space, tune in to today's episode. All right, music money makers. So I chose these two players because number one, Bandcamp has been in the game for quite some time. They've been in the game for so long that they are just primed for this area and for this revolution that's happening. And then on the flip side, EVEN has come in and they've been in the game and they got into the game at a special time where it was just on the verge of having the revolutionary aspect of D2C happen. Okay, now there are other small players that I did not include in this video, like Single XYZ, Kaizen, and Formless, because again, they just don't have either the user base or they just don't have the means to actually promote the brand to a space where it's going to be viable in the next 6 to 9 months, where the consumer will say, hey, I'm ready to enter this space and support the artist. EVEN has done a great job of that. Bandcamp doesn't have to do as much. So these are the two main players that I feel will be here in 2026. And this will be the great D2C app battle of 2026, the way I see it. All right. Now, I am a partner with EVEN. I'm not overly biased to EVEN, and this won't be a video like that. I'm not a partner with Bandcamp. So I just wanted to make that disclaimer, and this is not a sponsored video from EVEN. I'm just a partner with them, okay? So let's hop into today's video. Let's talk about discovery versus limited discovery. Bandcamp is a discovery platform, which means users can use the platform to search for new music and discover other artists around that are similar to your taste or, genre, the consumer. Now, if the user has never heard of you, this is good because you can be discovered. That's in your favor. However, if the user has heard of you, this brings more distraction to users finding your stuff. Meaning, if I come into the store and I know that I'm there to get your stuff, but I see a pretty album cover over here or over there, or I get the chance to listen to something over here or over there that distracts me from making a purchase of yours, now that brings the point up, well, the consumer might actually deter from making a sale or purchase of your stuff because we already heard your promotional efforts online already. And I might actually get this because I think that I'm gonna have a lot more fun time listening to this album or this album than to your album. We don't want that to happen. So let's talk about what EVEN does on the discovery tip. EVEN is a limited discovery platform, which means it pushes its newest releases to the forefront and the newbies or the people who are not necessarily verified to the background. This is great for artists because this cuts down on excess noise when users come to the page to solely go to your page, the artist page, and purchase. Fans get the chance to discover you on social media versus digging through the platform for new music. However, this can bite back due to the fact that consumers are accustomed to discovering from the streaming platforms. They have that behavior built in them. So the integrity is built in with EVEN, meaning that if I don't have the chance to preview all this stuff and all that stuff, then I can just come directly into the store and buy what I was going to buy. So the noise is cut down and it saves the day for your purchase. And I think that that is a win-win. But at the same time, the consumer does not get a chance to, look for anything else on the platform. You kind of got to know what you're looking for because you can't preview anything. All right. Which leads me to the next segment. Previews versus no previews. EVEN does not offer previews of the music. It gives the task of previewing music to the artist via social media to protect the artist from overexposing their art to people who don't believe in it. Okay, that's a lot right there. Now, this brings the nostalgia aspect of the record store back in digital form. It allows users to discover the hottest releases, just like a record store owner will promote, and then you buy it based on its cover, recommendation, and what you heard about the music in the social media streets. No previews allows the music to stay within the community of fans who really want to hear the music, cutting down on sampling noise. What I mean by sampling noise is what I was saying earlier, meaning that you don't get the chance to sample and say, I don't think this is going to be good, so I'll not purchase. After you did all that promotion on Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is you use, you did all that promotion, and now you come here and you sample the product and you say, nah, I'm good. I don't think it has enough songs on there. I don't think it tickles my fancy enough. which means you got the samples that I felt would be a great representation of the project, and now you come to the store and you want more samples. This is the equivalent of what happened with FYE back in the day. For those of you all who don't know, FYE was a music store, or maybe Tower Records as well. People go in, you had a little kiosk, you could sample the songs for 30 seconds, and this got brought into iTunes as well. This created noise for the consumer, and then this also made you lose out on sales. So this is a protection mechanism that is built in to the EVEN platform. So let's talk about previews on Bandcamp. Bandcamp is a review platform. If users don't like what they've heard on the previews after you've promoted the songs on social media, you may end up losing a sale based on the fact that the consumer did not like the other songs on the album. This standpoint does not help the culture of music. We've been in this position too long, and EVEN serves the artist and record company by removing previews. Again, like I said, if I get the chance to preview your project and maybe I'm primed to buy, like I'm a quick adopter, I'm an impulse buyer. I heard the song, I said, you know what, I'm gonna support this artist, I'm gonna buy it. And I said, well, you know, I got the chance to preview this. Let me see if they got anything else on here. Now you may say as an artist, oh man, that's great for the consumer, but not until you start selling. And you're like, dang man, I kind of really put a lot into this. I would love for you to actually give me the shot and let me prove to you that this is good. You can't get the shot if you let too much go, if you gave too many previews away. And I'm not saying that you can't limit the previews on Bandcamp, but what I am saying is with this behavior mechanism already in place with EVEN, it is something that the public can adapt to. And I love that, okay? So let's go to our next point here. Let's talk about projects versus singles. Bandcamp serves all purposes, albums, EPs, and singles, and this allows the artist or label to sell every format type on the platform. Now, EVEN is currently project-based, and this puts a focus on a full art installation instead of pieces of art. This allows the listener to experience the full version or vision of what the artist had in mind when they finished the project. However, they are working to bring singles to the platform soon. This is a personal opinion of mine. I feel that if they bring singles to the platform, it should be done in a way where you have different versions of that single. Because to be honest with you, if I was buying cassette, CD, vinyl, single, I don't want, you know what I mean? I don't just want the single itself. That sucks. I could get the single on Spotify. According to my Spotify video, you saw about artists destroying it in 391 days previously. So in this case, I would like some type of way to put different versions of the single into one project and then have that available if you want to do it that way. I don't really see the point in actually selling a single in today's day and age. If you're going to sell something, sell the whole package. You know what I mean? And so, you know, even though that is in beta for EVEN, it will probably be coming out to the platform soon. I don't really see the purpose in it, but I'm just letting you know that that's what they have. All right, let's go to our next point here. Revenue share. EVEN averages all costs into one percentage, whereas Bandcamp splits out their cost of goods sold percentages, meaning EVEN charges 20%, but you pay nothing per month. The 20% includes payment processing, their profit share, mechanical licensing payments, and performance licensing payments. Bandcamp does not pay mechanical licensing or performance licensing fees. They take a 10% cut for profit and excludes the payment processing fees. However, you got to take care of that on your own. And however, they both average the same amount of payment processing fees. So in the end, what happens is they both average out to be about the same, with EVEN looking out for the music publishers, which I think is really, really cool. I love that. And I don't think, and this is not a point, but I don't think that Bandcamp offers the split payment directly within the actual platform. If I'm wrong on that, say so in the comment section, but I don't believe they offer that. EVEN offers the split payment function, which is really great when you're doing a lot of direct to consumer sales. That way you don't have to do the accounting on your own. Now let's go to our next point. The apps. Bandcamp has a much more intuitive app. However, this is an unfair battle as EVEN's app is less than a few months old. Now, while Bandcamp again wins at discovery, this leaves a lot of room for EVEN to develop a much more friendly app for D2C in today's time, because it does not have legacy with its users yet. Like I said, this gives EVEN a lot of room to grow in their app, so it will be tailored to the D2C process. Bandcamp has to re-engineer it to make it match. So I just want to put that point out there. Let's keep going. Do they offer fan communities? Bandcamp does not. However, EVEN has their community option in beta right now. So it's not available to everybody, But they started with community chat, and community chat is cool. I don't use it for the artists that I purchased from on EVEN. But if they have a community and I'm really a fan and artists begin to actually use their communities, this would be a great feature that Bandcamp does not have. Bandcamp would have to get more funding to be able to do that, to build something successful within the platform. I'm not saying that they're incapable of doing it, but they've got a lot more heavier business processes that may be a lot more cash flow hungry, versus EVEN is like the lean, mean fighting machine that's just getting started. So there's a lot of processes they can tack on and build and get funding for because they're a lot more lean. Okay, let's keep going. Now you might say, but no previews makes the music harder to sell. Not really. The key is to do a great job of previewing the contents of your projects on social media and videos and bits and pieces. That's your job. Right? If you don't do that, then you can't make the sale. And to be honest with you, you can't make the sale on Bandcamp either if you don't do the promotion. So you got to do the promotion on social media anyway, like you would normally do it to get people to make the sale or to make the sale and get people to buy. You know what I mean? So it's not harder without those previews. It's actually the same. Here's the thing. A lot of people feel that the 20% from EVEN is a lot. So let me answer that question. Well, there are services they have to pay for. They got to pay for employees. They got to pay for servers to operate. In EVEN's case, it does pay mechanicals and performance royalties. So that has come out. And on top of this, they pay your payment processing fees too. So can you really argue this point? Because everybody's going to say to this point, I'm going to just do it on my website. Okay, now the consumer now has to go through a tough time buying your music on the website, downloading it, putting it in their phone. Hopefully it syncs right. The person who got it is a little too old to understand, depending on where you are, or the person is too young to even care to do that because they came from the YouTube era and they came from YouTube and now they want it very simple and fast. So you're going to fight me on 20%, or I'm going to offer you all these services and not charge you. And the money that I charge you on the 20% goes to help fund the process of running everything. The split payments, the performance, the mechanicals, the credit card processing, the staff that has to run the sucker. And they got to take some money off the top for the profit. So I know that you may say 20% is a bit much, but in my eyes, to keep the thing rolling for the community of musicians out here, I don't think it's a lot at all. Now, if you go this route, again, I always say the cash flow is going to come in a lot faster for all the work that you do. So if you are a music creative or a new music exec who needs to build your record label or publishing company in 60 days or less with a foolproof step-by-step process, then jump into my 60-day record label course today beneath this video. You'll gain the ability to get real funding for your record label in this process. And on top of that, you'll be able to not get yourself screwed contractually in this game, because I'm gonna show you how not to do that. And then you'll keep the middleman out of your pockets. If you feel this is a bit too skeptical, or if you are too skeptical about this process, grab my free guide, 10 Major Steps to Increase Your Record Label's Profits. A free split sheet is included with that download. Now, let's talk about your upside here. If you use any one of these with the right release and promotion strategy, you have the potential to make a lot of money, even if you are a new artist. It is all in how you develop your strategy. This is a major upside for musicians. And cool, yeah, I know that, okay, we're not in the CD era. We're not going to sell a bunch. But picture this. If you can move 10,000 units at $10, that's $100,000. Yeah, Case, we know it's $100,000. But $10 is a low price point for today's market, right? So the average consumer is spending $25. So if you move half of that, so let's just say it's not 250,000, but it's, what, 125? It's 125,000 at half of the amount of people, and and $25 a pop for 5,000 units sold. If you got that many people who will buy, that's not bad. That money can then go to pay the producers and everybody and get your money back. Now we have a system where we can actually recoup, because the deals on the independent side are way different. So you can recoup all the costs you had, and then you can have some profit. This is beautiful, right? Doing it this way. And I'm really for forcing the hand of the consumer to make them mold to this dynamic. And the thing about it is, consumers want to spend money on music. They don't mind it. It feels charitable. So if you push them in this way to let them know, hey, I'm taking a stand, just like all the other musicians out there who are going this route. You'll be part of that movement, you know, and at the end of the day, it's going to be an upside because you get your cash flow tomorrow. I pay for something today, you get it tomorrow. We're not waiting 90 days to get a little few pennies from streaming, you know, at your distributor who's also going to take a cut. And Spotify, I got to make a video on this, and Spotify who's going to take 1,000 streams just to get you your money. Like before you can monetize on Spotify. Like, what are we talking about? Let's talk about the downside. If you don't use a D2C platform in the next 24 months, you will be operating in a lot of noise. It doesn't mean it won't work. It just means you'll lose advantage in taking advantage of the learning curve now. So you'll be better equipped and better prepared. I know people are going to come in 2 years from now, and this is going to be their first exposure to direct to consumer. But if you can jump on the bandwagon of D2C now, and you can get the learning in now when it's still in its building phases, then when it becomes prime time for it, you're already ready to go. So, you know, if you were on the fence about how these two platforms would work in your favor or which one to choose, maybe this video offers you a lot more information to make the proper choice for your direct-to-consumer platform. Music Money Makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump into the 60-day record label course, download the free stuff below, smash the like button, book a call on musicmoneymakeover.com, and I'll see you next time. Peace.